Perhaps the great question that humanity has grappled with throughout history is the question of why. Why all this suffering? Why all this sorrow? Why all this grief? If there is a loving God out there, one who cares, one who's almighty, and one who's all powerful. In the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, the Israelites face this great question. They are taken as captives from a land that they call their own into a land of foreign servitude. In that land, they are to be slaves to their masters. In that land, their freedom is not so much. In that land, they are mocked because these are a people who are known to worship the true and mighty God. And so the great question from the heathens at that time are, where is your God? We've heard that he parted the sea. Where is your God? You are now here in slavery. Where is your God? We are told he led you by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Where is your God? That's the question that pops out in the minds of the heathens. Well, the children of God are silent, and their hearts are torn apart. And the great question that rings around the multitudes is, where is God when this evil is happening? Of course, we sinned against him, but where is he? Why all this suffering? Jeremiah 9 verse 11 gives us context why all this happens. And so Jeremiah 9 verse 11 is a response of God to the people's cry. And above all, it is a correction of what was going around as news of what God was going to do for the Israelites. The prophets within them and the diviners passed down a false report that God was actually going to come in for them, is going to save them, as he has always done. But God sends a different message to the prophet Jeremiah. He says, Jeremiah, tell them this. Let them marry. Let their daughters get married. Let their sons get married. Let them build homes. Let them build houses. In our context, in our time, we would say, let them buy homes. Let them buy mansions. Let them build mansions. Let them have farms. Let them have cars. Let them get degrees. Because they're going to be there for 70 years. For 70 years. And I can imagine as Jeremiah's message is being read to the people, there is silence on their faces. The people murmur, 70 years. Why God? 70 years of enslavement, 70 years of pain, 70 years of suffering, 70 years of servanthood. And then in verse 11 it comes and tells them, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord. Other versions say, for I know the plans that I have for you. You don't know them, but I know them. And that's enough. We have many plans, but ultimately we have the master planner. We make plans for our lives, we have plans for next year, but we have this God who says, I know the plans that I think towards you. I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord. You don't know them, and that's good, but I know them. And so he comes and tells them that there is a plan in the midst of this sorrow, in the midst of this pain, in the midst of this grief. There is a plan. There is a decisive plan. These are thoughts of peace. If maybe you are asking yourself, does God really care? He tells them, actually my plans are plans of peace. To give you peace, to give you joy, and to give you happiness. Even when it does not seem like that, these are my plans. I care. Even when you might think of asking, is God this evil to let me be a slave in Babylon? My thoughts are not thoughts of evil, but they are thoughts to give you an expected end. And so when Jeremiah's words are read to the Israelites, they are given hope. A glimmer of hope rises up in their hearts. For they now know that there is a God who has a plan for them, even in the midst of their pain and their griefs and their sorrows. He has plans of peace for them. He has plans that are not plans of evil, but plans to give them an expected end. They have what they want to achieve at the end, and He has something for them, something that they don't even expect. We too come at the crossroads. We too sometimes ask ourselves, where is this God when we are in this period of sorrow, in this period of grief? Is He really caring? Is He really loving? And the words still come to us, for I know the plans that I have for you. When you're crying, when you're mourning, when you're grieving, when you're in sorrow, when you're in pain, I know the plans that I have for you. You may not know them, you may not see them now, but I have a plan for you. And that's enough. That's enough, brothers and sisters, to hold on to it and to trust that there is a master planner who is planning carefully, keenly, in accordance to our own prosperity. The 70 period is for our good. In the end, our characters are shaped and molded in the crucibles of life. And so as we are coming to the end of the year, we have many questions. We don't know what 2025 holds. We don't know what it has in store for us. But Jeremiah 29 verse 11 reminds us that we have a God who has plans for us which we do not even know. His thoughts are of peace. To bring peace in our lives, peace in our relationships, peace in our families, peace in our businesses, peace in our education, to bring peace throughout each part of our lives. But He says, hold on to this truth that I am planning something for you. And that's enough. You don't know it, but there is something. In the end, I'm going to give you unexpected, and there's something expecting. I'm going to give it to you in my own timing. Hold on to this hope that we have a master planner. He cares even when there's darkness around, He becomes the light. When there's sickness around, He becomes the great physician. When there are problems around, He becomes the great solver. But above all, let's hold on to this truth that it is through the crucibles of life that the most beautiful diamonds are shaped, are modeled, and are made. May this truth inspire us. May it ignite hope in us. That when we ask ourselves, why this problem, we realize that there is a God up yonder who has a plan, who cares, and who will come in for us at His own appointed time. God bless you.